'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the malls Santa was bouncing young boys on his balls. The children would snuggle all deep in his lap, which is why Santa's suit had a secret front flap. His stocking was hung like a porn star in heat, as fidgety children would straddle his meat. The mommies would wander and endlessly shop, while Santa found 9-year-old cherries to pop. On Trojan, on Durex, on Hot Rod and Crown, his tree would light up when the children went down. With tears in his eyes and beer on his breath, old Santa would quiver with each little death. And when he was through, he'd give each child a buck. Ho, 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 he would say, and thanks for the After every 10th child, he drank juice and rested, and gave candy canes to the tykes he molested. Only twice all day did he excuse himself to visit the men's room and bugger an elf. And when he was finished, he again took his place, with a boy on his lap and a girl on his face. Then, outside the store, there arose such a ruckus that Santa stopped fondling an 8-year-old's tuckus. He said, "What the hell?" and jumped flat to the floor as a dozen policemen burst through the front door. "You, in a fat suit, you've got quite a nerve." "Yes, 12 inches long," said the jolly old perv. "That's not what I meant," said Captain O'Flynn. "Now put your hands up and your pecker back in." "But what did I do?" Santa said with a shrug. "I just gave them affection, and sex, and a drug. We know who you are, and it's not Santa Claus. You're just an old weirdo who breaks Megan's laws. But these children love me. They're all my new friends. So what if there's blood coming out their rear ends? I treat them as equals, regardless of class, 'cause Santa loves fairness, and an ass is an ass. Each child gets a chance to hold Santa's hand, to stroke Santa's beard and yank Santa's gland. From the brawniest jock to the scrawniest worm, all children are blessed when covered with sperm." A full minute passed before the captain could speak, with a lump in his throat and tears down his cheek. "Forgive me," he said. "I was quick to accuse. I saw all these youngsters with stained underoos. I just didn't realize you had such a heart. They're lucky to have you at this mega mart. Don't let us disturb you. We'll be on our way. Merry Christmas, dear Santa, and have a nice day." And quick as a wink, the cops left the store, and Santa went back to his underage whores. He looked at his penis, all hairy and bent, and said, "Thank God 5 is the age of consent." He saw one child laughing and said, "Ain't that funny? I'm gentle compared to my pal Easter Bunny. Now line up in order and don't you get fresh. I'm harder than granite and crave sweet young flesh." He gave the kids candy. He gave the moms cash. He gave the whole town a venereal rash. And when the last child had been raped and defiled, Santa Claus looked at his Winky and smiled. He stood up and leered and did a cute dance and tasted the smears that were left on his pants. The children said, "Santa, where is your sleigh?" "Out there," he said, pointing to a black Chevrolet. "Do you have any reindeer? Do you have any toys?" "Just the ones I used on you, girls and boys," said one little girl, still rubbing her rear. "Please tell us, dear Santa, you'll be back next year." Santa paused for a moment, then leaned down and kissed her. "Of course I will," he whispered, "if you bring your sister. Now carry my suitcase, I warn you, it's heavy." And quick as a wink, they were off to his Chevy. The engine did rev, and the tires did screech. The upholstery smelled of whiskey and bleach, and beer and tobacco and dog diarrhea, as off Santa went to the next Galleria. But they heard him exclaim, as he drove off the lot, "Merry Christmas to all! God damn, that was hot!"